What's going on? We officially live. We officially live.
Hey.
What's good? The roll up lady. Roll something up then.
The roll up.
Roll something up.
Hey.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's
Hey,
get it.
Kia. Cookie dip.
Kia in the
Hi.
building. Adrian in the building.
Hey.
What's good?
All right, y'all was ready to tune
What
in
up?
tonight.
What up? What up? Hey, BRB, what up? Listen, you got your drink ready? I'm going to get my drink ready real soon. Hold on.
Okay.
We're going to let some people get up in here because we're going to have some fun today. We got a lot to talk about today. But first and foremost, can you hear us? Marie Minks in the building.
That's good.
If y'all can hear us, give us a number one. Give us a number one. We got the AC pumping. We got the fan pumping.
Y'all,
We want to make sure y'all can hear us. Yeah, it's hot out here.
Hot.
We hit 100 today, so it's hot.
No, for real. It's really, really hot.
Give us a number one. Let us know if you can hear us. Okay. Hey, what up? What up? Get down, Tina. Okay, cool. You gave us some one. All right, good. Good. We're going to give it a couple more minutes and we're going to rock and roll. We're going to rock and roll. Like we said, we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about dating. We're going to have some tea. We're going to have some fun. We're going to chop it up.
We're just going to talk about why we chose love.
Right.
Okay? Why we chose love.
Big Ponder in the building.
Hey.
They got their drink. You want to make me a margarita?
Um,
Should I get a margarita? I'm going to need a little sauce. I'm going to need a little sauce. You make it for me? I'm going to get my margarita on before we get cracking.
you want me to make it?
Please.
Oh, it's all comfortable and stuff. Hey.
All right, listen, it's almost time. I need everybody, let us know where you from. You know how we do it. What city y'all at? Or a bottle of wine. You feel me? I'm about to get my drinky drink. It's coming. Listen, we both need a little drinky drink. We got some wine. We got some margaritas. I'm getting my margarita on today. Go to the Hometown Heroes. Okay. Listen, drop your city. And I need you to tag and share 3 people. Richmond in the building. LA in the building. What's up? Palmdale. Listen, share this with 3 people. Sacktown in the building. Marie Minks, you know it's hot. It was hot today. It's been hella hot. Texas, let's get it. Inland Empire. Okay. What part of Texas? Oaktown in the building. Town business. I need y'all to share this. Look, share this, man. Tag 3 people. We're going to talk about it. And this is something that we were talking about, possibly making this into a series. You know what I'm saying? We might end up making this into a series. We Chose Love, our relationship talk series. Listen, if you know anything about Black Business Club, we focus on 3 things, right? That's Black wealth, that's Black empowerment, and that's Black love. So we've been really segmenting into that Black love, and you don't see enough of this on media, right? We see the same bullshit on the media. Every time you see Black people kill, steal, shoot, bang, gang, bang. Listen, we more than that. You know what I mean? And what we wanted to do was, we're going to jump out there. We're going to put our stamp on it because what we represent is Black love at the end of the day. And we want that. That's something that should be glorified. You know what I mean? Not everybody's married like we married, and we understand that. Once upon a time, we weren't married. We dated. I had the court and all that good stuff. Thank you, Bert. So, hey, cheers. Yeah, you can get back. I was taking over the show.
You good. Keep on going. You all right.
Who got their drinks up? Nobody likes to drink alone. Nobody likes to drink alone. He didn't make you one. He didn't get you no
You're
wine.
making me feel bad now.
You got some wine.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair.
All right, what's good? This is relationship talk. All right? It might get a little spicy. It could get a little ratchet. It could get a little messy. We could be dropping some tea. We don't know. But we just wanted to take the opportunity to, again, just really emphasize black love. And like I was saying earlier, once upon a time, we weren't married, right? We about to celebrate our 5 years.
Yes.
We were dating.
That 5 years went by
Fast.
so fast.
Hella fast.
So fast.
5 years ago, I was all right. I knew. Got my
Yeah,
dad
we
belly.
lost a little pounds, but that's all right. We
Okay, got to one. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers. Thank you. Somebody drinking with me.
hey.
All right, let's get to it. So, before we get into all the goodness, all the talk, everything that what we want to do, we want to talk a little bit about our story, right? We want to jump into a little bit of that so everybody can get a little bit more familiar with Black Business Clique, right? Not only from a business perspective, but from a relationship perspective, a black love perspective. Who is G? Who is Tina? You know, we're a married couple. So
Take your sister's hand.
make sure the kiddies go back upstairs. We're going to get into black parenting too. All right, so we chose love.
Y'all, I got all the faces for them. They know. They know what they mean too.
So a lot of people, they always ask, and Tina's gonna chime in. You know, how do we meet? How do we get our start? We have people in our inner circle that tap in, and they be like, man, how did y'all do that? You know, our ask T, yo, how'd you keep them around? We get into that. How did I keep her? All that good stuff. Rose, let's get it. Let's get it. Look, Marie Minks, the faces. Listen. So, long story short, right? I was on Plenty of Fish, doing my Christian thing, my godly thing. Just being on there looking for a saint.
You started out
Looking for somebody to come find me, looking for my soulmate. We got network with Brandy in the building. All right,
What's up, Brandy?
Brandy in the house. So yeah, I was on POF doing my godly thing, taking women out, making sure, showing them a good time, being a wholesome Christian boy that I am. And Tina jumped in the DMs. Look at Adrian. Nah, for real, this is what happened. All right, so me and Tina met on Plenty of Fish, to be completely open and honest. We met online, right? Our first date, and I tell this story, and I'll let you tell this story. So,
Hey, I missed the story.
now you ain't missing
I
nothing.
know,
I'm
Brandy.
right on time. I was just
Right on
bullshitting
time.
a little bit. All right, so me and Tina met on Plenty of Fish, right? And, you know, I hit her up. She hit me up, whatever, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And we decided for our first date, we was going to, your homegirl, like that vegan was good.
Hey, Jamila.
So we decided for our first date, why don't we just do something practical? We're going to do something,
Christina.
we're going to do something real chill. Okay, we getting everybody come in. What up, what up, what up? Make sure y'all tag 3 people. Send us to 3 people. Drop your city and state. All right? So we met online. We decided for our first date, we wanted to do something a little regular, right? We don't want to go out. First date, we ain't trying to go to no 5-star restaurant. I wanted to utilize that time to get to know the person that I'm spending my time with.
That wasn't it.
Okay, what happened?
We both needed to wash our clothes.
That part,
So
yeah.
we were talking, and I'm like, shoot, I need to wash my clothes. You know, he's like, shoot, I need to wash my clothes too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, okay.
Let's meet at the laundromat. We both need to wash clothes. In the room, stay in the room. So, we meet at the laundromat. You know, I pull up in my caddy. I don't know for y'all that know me.
Tina.
I had the black Cadillac, so I pull up to the laundromat. We in Oakland, right? We met in Oakland in Lake Merritt, to be a little bit more precise.
We're not in
That was Lake Merritt.
Around the area.
Lake Merritt for those. Anyway, so I get out the whip. I see Tina. I'm like, okay, she a tall thing, nice little thick thing. She had the weave down to the calves, y'all. The weave was all the way down there. I'm like, okay,
That is so extra.
that's what's up. She got the long weave. Okay, I feel it. So, right up my alley. So right off top, I was like, okay, listen. I love her look. I love her demeanor. I love her energy. This is somebody that I really think I could rock with, straight up. So we went, we talked, we chopped it up for a little bit. And then
Randy, hyping it.
No,
He
I'm
is
not.
hyping it out right now.
no, I'm not. So it was a bar across the street from the laundromat. So I mean, we did our laundry, we put it in there, let the thing do its thing, jumped across the street, went to the bar, shared a couple drinks, had a little conversation, and from there we met a dude. It was a dude in there, white dude, real cool. Said he worked for the Warriors. I'm new into Oakland. I'm from LA, but I moved to the Bay from South Florida. I lived in Florida for 10 years. So we having our drinks, whatever. She went to go check on the laundry. Lakeside,
Yeah.
You know.
You know.
So she went to go do her thing. I ordered a couple drinks. I'm chopping it up with the dude. And he's like, oh, okay, is that how long you and your fiance been together? Bro, not knowing this is the first time me and her met, but he felt that we had some type of chemistry, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm just going along with it. Yeah, we've been together a couple years, da-da-da-da. We came here to do some laundry. We came to get a drink, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And then when she came back, I was like, listen, I want to go run with Buddy a little bit because he works for the Warriors. Me, I like to network. Networking is power, right? So from there, oh, Timmy Rivera, what up, Big Tim? Big Tim's in the house. What's up? So I run around with the dude from the Warriors, and I'm like, look, Tina, we just met, we vibing, we cool. I met this dude. I want to go chop it up with him for a little bit because, again, I'm new to the Bay. I want to network. I want to meet some good people. So came back, long story short, ran with dude got too drunk, came back to the laundromat. Tina had all my clothes folded. Everything was folded. I'm talking socks, drawers, T-shirts, everything was folded. So from right there, that low-key blew me away. I'm like, yo, she folded all my clothes and I just met her. This is the first time I met her? Okay, we on to something here. Usually you meet somebody on Plenty of Fish but babe folded my clothes. So I was like, damn, that's what's up. She folded my clothes. That's wifey material. Check. Did I embellish any of that or did I miss anything before I go forward?
I think you did all right with that one. You did all
Okay.
right.
All right. So we did that. So I'll let you take it from here.
She
ahead.
said that's how you try to.
It's the folding the clothes.
It's really the little things, y'all. I gotta tell you,
Mom.
it's the teeny tiny things that we think is like, I'll get around to it. But yes, so he was at the bar talking to the guy. I went to go check on the clothes. I came back. At this time, they weren't dry, so I went ahead and added some more money to the machine. Came back to get a drink.
I didn't even know that part. So she dropped the bag on the first day, put some more money in my dryer. She be looking out, man. She be looking out. Okay, go ahead. My bad.
So yeah, I came back after putting some more money in the machine, right? And then we were talking, and I was talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, so I was talking to your fiance. And I'm like, fiance? What? Remember, this is our first time hanging out. I'm like, okay. I don't know what they was talking about while I was gone, but okay. So yeah, we kept hanging out.
Upstairs.
We went to like another bar. We bar hopped a little bit, right? He was still hanging out with his friends. So yeah, I went back, checked on the clothes, folded everything, his stuff, my stuff. It's like, okay, this has been fun. I hope maybe we can hang out again,
Right.
So that was our very first.
That was our first date. That's how we met.
Yep.
So, fast forward a little bit. We still been dating. We were doing our thing, talking on the regular. And it was a couple of things that let me know this is a person I'm going to marry, like straight up. And one of which, and we told this in the mastermind, Brandy, I know you heard this, but when you live in Oakland, you very rarely live by yourself. Oakland is very expensive. So when I first moved to Oakland, my first spot, after, a lot of people don't know, I moved into somebody, they kicked.
Reading the comments.
You got to read it. So, anyway.
I'm trying to get down there, y'all. But yes, Marie Minx, it's the little things that matter. I promise you, sis. It's the little stuff that we be like, he ain't worried about that sweet tea, y'all. It was so hot today. I went to go pick up our kids' trophies for baseball, and I'm like, oh, I know my honey, he's gonna want him a sweet tea. Like that's
Right.
he just loves cool, refreshing drinks. Let me get him his sweet tea. And
Right.
he was so happy. He asked in the car, oh, did you get the sweet tea? You know I got you. I got you 2 sweet teas.
She got me. All right, so how did I know that she was the one? All right, so first thing, like I said, I moved to Oakland. I was living with 3 dudes. All right, 3 dudes living in a small apartment. Listen, it can get real messy in there, especially that refrigerator. Right, so every time she come over, and I'm somebody, I can maneuver around the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? I could cook a little bit. I could do my thing. I could make pretty much whatever. But when I was with her, I never really had the opportunity to cook. I didn't cook because our refrigerator was fucked up. It was hella nasty. I mean, mold and everything. The worst refrigerator that you could think of is the refrigerator that I had in Oakland. All right? So Tina will come over. She'd come over, and she came over a lot. You thought she lived there, low key. But she would come over. She's like, why don't we never go out to eat? Why we never do this? Why we never go out? You know, or, excuse me. Why do we always go out to eat? Why do you never cook? I'm like, have you seen the refrigerator?
But I did, because we
was always out.
To eat.
So she took it upon herself to go in there, look at the refrigerator, saw how fucked up it was, and long story short, cleaned it all up. So I'm like, damn, okay. You had not audacity, but you had the unmitigated gall to go in there and clean that? After looking how fucked up that was? Check mark number 2. All right, so we already checked off 1 that she's domesticated, she's folding my clothes. Check mark number 2, she took a bad situation with a fucked up nasty refrigerator, cleaned it up, and I mean got it right. So I'm like, okay, I could get in here and chef a little bit.
Marie
So
say she cleaned the kitchen, didn't
man,
she?
cleaned it. Cleaned it. I mean, it was fucking disgusting. So I was okay.
It was the worst thing I had ever seen, ever. And
3 dudes in their 20s, so you know that refrigerator is nasty.
yeah, it was really bad to where everything had to go. Everything.
Throw the whole refrigerator away.
The racks and stuff had to soak. Like it was, we had to go to the store and buy stuff to clean that refrigerator.
Right. So that was number 2. Number 3, what really did it for me, and this will put it over the top, and I knew that I was gonna marry Tina, was in the same apartment. I'm rarely one to get sick, and I got hella sick. I mean, hella sick, coughing, all types of shit. I was all the way fucked up. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? So, long story short, Tina being Tanya in the building, her being the domesticated, loving, nurturing, caring woman that she is, she nursed me back to health. And I mean, I was down, like real down, scared for my life. I had pneumonia before, and I thought that it was getting that bad. So she got me back to health. You know what I mean? And I was like, if she could get me back to health, and she's just nurturing and caring, I know she could do the same for my kids. And that was the final check mark for me. So
Marie Biggs got the funnies.
Man, straight up.
That's part of it. It's part of it. Like that's what men want, right? They want somebody that's gonna hold it down.
It's the little things.
Cater to them. Be submissive. All those type of things.
I'm gonna go do a quick check on the kids, so I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit more. If I'm off a little bit, she can revisit that. But go ahead, baby, do your thing.
You was doing really well.
I'll be right back.
Really good. So, but they want some more nuggets.
Yes, that's the word, and we're gonna touch on that. Submissive. Why is that such a bad word when it comes to dating, relationships, marriage, love in general? Submission. We're going to get on that, so stay tuned.
Right,
go ahead,
that
babe.
part. Yeah.
Cover your goodies, little boy. Switch.
Oh, no, you good. I'm good. You always got to be extra, y'all. I'm all right. I'm all right, right? I'm all right. I don't know how to be. Sis. It's learned behavior, right? We learn so many things. We got to unlearn and relearn some things when it comes down to being submissive. Uh-oh, Tina done kicked your drink over. I'm sorry, you're going to have to make you another drink.
Damn, come on.
But You got to work at it just like you work at anything else, right? Anything else you want to be good at, you're going to continue to work at it. And it's an everyday, it's an everyday. You choose it. Like we said, we chose love. Every day we get up and we choose each other, you know? Hello for you guys that just walked in. That is what we're talking about, how we chose love. We've been sharing our story. And, yeah, we are on submission. And you guys, this is so funny to me because a lot of people don't know this about us. They don't know that we met online. They don't know just how our hearts were one, I guess, in a way. And it's dope. To be honest, that's the only way I can say, because I mean, like he said, I slid in his DMs, y'all. Ladies, when you want something at the mall, right? You go in there, you see it, you buy it. You do what you gotta do to get it, right? So he said, I never left. I never left. Like, he wanted me to leave. He didn't want me to leave. Okay, he didn't want me to leave. So, no. There you go. We both worked in the city, that part. So we would commute together. And yeah. But back on submission, right? Because I'm waiting on him to come back. What's good, Terry? What's good? I'm waiting on him to come back because he was getting real juicy before he left. So, come on.
All right. In the room.
Girl, it's the cap. All men are not the same. You can clean, cook, take care of a man, and some will still go out.
Big facts.
That's a whole nother...
That's facts. And see, that comes with the maturity of the man and where that man is at that in that point in his life. Not everybody's ready for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got friends that's, listen, I want to get married, I want to have a family, and I'm willing to do any and everything to get there. Some of us have grew beyond that little boy stage. And that's really what it is. When you don't know what you want and you're not ready for taking on that expectation of taking care of somebody, protecting somebody, loving on somebody, nurturing on somebody. If you're not there mentally, you're going to get fucked over at the end of the day. And it's not you. It's where the man is. So you have to make sure that you're gauging and vetting a man that's ready to take that next step. And you do that through conversation. You do that through not rushing it. You feel me? You gotta take a step back and look at that foundation and make sure that, is this somebody that I can spend my life with? Is this somebody that is ready to take that to the next level? And that shit don't happen overnight. That comes through dating. That comes through, okay, let me feel you out outside of this environment. Let me feel you out in this type of environment. Let me see how you are and how you interact with your family. Let me see how you interact with your friends, how you interact with me behind closed doors. And you start to gauge a little bit more of that. So absolutely, I feel you. You could do all of that, but if I'm a female, I'm not going to be doing all that for somebody that that's not showing the potential to want to go there. You know what I mean? And you got to know that straight off the bat. So how you feel? Is that am I on or am I not on?
Yeah, very, very spot on. My biggest thing is I knew very early on what I would and what I wouldn't like be okay with.
And that comes from previous relationships and previous experience.
Yep. And I knew in order to get something different, like a different type of guy, I had to be willing to try something different. So I had to be willing to, I mean, people always say, oh, you can't just wait for him to fall, in your lap. I mean, as, a God-fearing woman, obviously that's part of it. That's my belief. But, I said, let me just dare to be different. Let me try something different to get different results, right?
That part.
So I tried something a little different. And I knew if that was the case, it wasn't going to be in the club. It wasn't going to be, in these places.
Don't be looking in the club.
It just wasn't going to be there.
Don't look in the club. That's rare.
Right?
That's rare.
And then I knew he had to have these certain type of goals and things that he wanted to accomplish on his own. I couldn't be the one to try to pull it out of him or fall in love with potential, right? Because sometimes that's the thing too. where people, they fall in love with a person's potential.
Hello.
Oh, maybe he could possibly go on to do this if I help him. You know, I could show him how to do that, invest in him so he can do this. And some men, yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying all men aren't, but at the same time, that can't be your expectation and think, oh yeah, everything's gonna be great.
And I want to jump into something too, because she said invest in. I have to want to invest in her, and she's gonna want to have to invest in me and be willing to take that time out to do that. So we're gonna get into a couple of things as to why we chose love. We told y'all the story about how we met. We told y'all the story about, you know, how we got, how our first date went, all of that. But we're gonna talk to y'all a little bit about what made us choose love. But before,
Brandy said something. We also need to try different men
outside of our comfort. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're not willing to be uncomfortable, you're not willing to grow and find what you want. Yeah. You got to go outside the box. You got to try something new. But I want to get into a couple of things. I'm having a brain fart. Oh, here's O. So look, again, we said this. We want it to be very interactive. So we chopping it up with y'all in the comments. But we want to see who going to jump on the live. I know, Brandy, we talked about this, so we going to want to bring you on. I see we got Marie Minks, we got Brandy in the building, we got Auntie in the building, Angelic Pleasures. Listen, we don't want to just speak from a married perspective. We want people to jump in and jump into the conversation that's single and dating, in a relationship that's complicated. Right? We want to hear everybody's perspective because everybody's different. Everybody's in a different phase in their journey. Right? So I wrote down a couple of things. That was all the nuggets. I wrote down a couple of things that made me choose T to want to make sure that I went on that next step. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this time. I'm gonna go this time.
All right. So like she said, number one, The first reason why I wanted to choose love when it came down to Tina was because I saw a partner that I can invest and pour in, and I saw somebody that was willing to do the same for me. I don't got all the answers, but I know a little bit. She don't have a lot of answers, but she know a little bit, so we wanted to pour into each other. You know what I mean? We have to build a solid foundation, and the only way to do that is to continue to learn. We got to unlearn some of our bad shit and be willing to relearn other things. I needed to learn how to make her happy. I needed to learn what she's going to be needing from a man, from a potential husband, and vice versa. So that first thing, I wanted to involve myself with somebody that wanted to invest in me and that would let me pour and invest into her. Number two, one of the reasons why I knew that I chose love with T was because she was nurturing and she was caring. As simple as that. I saw how she was with her family. I saw how she was with her friends. I saw how she was with me, and I saw how she was when I was down and out. She was willing to nurse me back to health. That was a big deal for me because I feel that she would do the same for our children once we got to that stage. All right, number three, and this could be a little controversial, but this is real. You know what I mean? One of the reasons why we did this is because we wanted to create a safe space so we can have these candid conversations, so we can be real with one another. And number three, one of the reasons that really kind of pushed me over the edge to really love on Tina and to really take the next step with her is because she was young and she was childless. All right? This is coming from a man's perspective. She was young and she was childless. When we met, she was 23. Right? I'm a few years older than her. She was 23. I was probably like 27, 20. You had to be about 27, 28. I don't know, something like that. But again, as a man, and as a man without children, and as a man that's building my empire, I wanted somebody that I could build that empire with that can help me along the way. So she's young, so she's ambitious, she's ready to go. Sometimes I'll be tired, and she got that energy. You feel me? But also, as a man that's building and trying to work on my own legacy, I wanted to build my own personal legacy. And me speaking, I wasn't at a place where I wanted to do that with somebody that already had children. Because again, not only am I taking on her and that responsibility, but I will be taking on her and somebody else's responsibility as well if she had other children. And at that point in time, I just wasn't in that space to do that. I'm not knocking anybody at all that plays the stepdad role. Hats off, come in, that's what's up, proud. You know what I mean? But me at 20-something years old, that's just not where I was. So yeah, so she was young and childish. That was something that was like, okay, listen, Listen, she was praise dancing in the church.
What?
Listen, I got one. She was praise dancing in the church, twirling, doing all that. But okay. The next thing was we built a foundation on friendship, right? So we met each other and we took the opportunity to get to know each other, to be friends, right? Get down, Tina. We got stairs. She keep trying to stand on top of the damn ledge. But we were friends first. We were friends first. So we had the opportunity to laugh. I'm goofy. If y'all know me, I'm goofy as hell. If you know T, she goofy as hell. So we had to be able to like each other before we were able to love on each other. You know what I mean? Being able to like each other is going to get you through a lot of fucking hard times because being in a relationship is trying. Y'all going to get on each other's nerve after a while. She going to get on my goddamn nerves. I'm going to get on her goddamn nerves. The kids going to piss us off. But we have to have that foundation in place to like one another, to want to get past that, make each other laugh, move forward, and continue to love on each other. We can't love on each other if we don't fucking like each other at the end of the day. It's a lot of people out there in relationships that don't like each other. Man, I rushed into this marriage. I got married because XYZ, but I don't like this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So when you don't like a motherfucker, you're going to do everything in your power to not go home because you don't like the person that you're dealing with. But I love this person, and before I love this person, I like that person a hell of a lot. Next.
Yes, Marie, our daughter name is Tina too.
Yeah, we got two Tinas.
I was named after my aunt, so we have 3 generations of Tina.
Right. And our firstborn is Glenn, which I'm Glenn, and my father's name is Glenn, and my granddaddy's name is Glenn. So we got Glenn 1, 2, 3, 4, and Tina 1, 2, 3. It's easy to remember.
Yep.
So the next thing, right? We built that foundation on friendship because we had to like each other before we could love on each other. The next one is, and this is really big, and this really, you got to read the comments because when I'm going, I can't stop. This is really big, and again, comes down to that kind of submissive word, which we're gonna get into. But she trusted me to lead. All right, she trusted me to lead her, to lead kind of where our future is going, and that made me, as a man, as a hustler, that made me want to go that much harder because if she's gonna trust in me to lead, which didn't happen overnight.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't meet somebody right away. I'm like, all right, lead, you take the wheel. Let's go. No, hell no. That took time.
Mm-hmm. I had to actively work at it.
For real, she ain't lying. She just ain't let me lead. She had to see, well, where the hell are you going before you can lead me?
That far.
So I had to show her where I'm going, what my plans are, what I'm trying to build. And listen, I can't build what's in my vision without you. We got to build this thing together. And we both have to have similar mindsets, and we both have to have similar goals in mind in order for us to build, and we have to like each other. Again, if we don't like each other, we ain't gonna build shit because we're gonna let a little issue get in the way, and that's gonna fuck the whole thing up and knock down the foundation. But we have to make sure that we have a solid foundation in place.
Marie said that's what men want today. They just want you to let them lead.
That's facts. They do.
Where are we going? Right.
That's facts. That's why you got to vet them out.
And you got to talk about it. You know, before
had
we
that
had
conversation.
Our kids, before we really got serious, we had some really deep conversations. That's what kind of enabled us to really build our foundation and really build our friendships. We was like, okay, we on the same page. Like, we'll be all right together. Mm-hmm. You know, this could work. But without that,
thank you, Justine.
Justina always coming.
Listen, if y'all want to buy a badge, because we spin this fire down here, go on and get one of them badges. Support. We got kids. We got hella kids.
Friendship is everything. Jamila knows. Jamila's married too, and
right.
I mean, it outweighs when y'all can't stand each other. That can you stand the rain? That friendship helps you be able to stand the rain.
Facts. Hey, Belly Batch.
Hey.
What's up,
Hi,
Narisha?
friend. We miss y'all.
Hella miss y'all. I am so sorry I couldn't help Scooby move. It was last minute. We had some things going on. I couldn't help y'all move.
Oh, thank you, Kia.
Thank you, Kia. Thank you.
Let me go check on
Baby girl crying. Let her go and see what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna keep going with my list. So she trusted me to lead, right? you just can't trust anybody to let you lead. You have to find out where that person is going so you know where y'all going together. So really make sure that you vet out the people that want to lead you, because anybody, they can lead your ass down the wrong path and fuck your life all the way up. So make sure that you know who leading you. Next on the list was, and this is real big, and I'm speaking for the bros, man. There's not a lot of bros in here. I wish there was a lot more bros, but I'm going to speak for the bros on this behalf. She brought peace into my life. Okay? I'm going to say that again. She brought peace into my life. I was single. I was all over the place. I was working. I was new to the Bay Area. Big Ponder, I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate you. Hey, Big Terry in the house. Hoochie Daddy. Hoochie Daddy shorts in the house. Listen, I ain't got my Hoochie Daddy shorts on, but I got my better black hat on. Listen, for my bros, if I'm spot on with this, drop a 100, man. Let me know. Scooby in here. Let's go, Scoob. I chose Tina because she brought peace in my life. All right? It ain't nothing worse on the planet is going out as a man, as a black man at that, going hard, working, having to do whatever the fuck you got to do against a world that's already against you, fighting everybody, fighting them battles at home, and then you come home and you got a whole nother battle to face. I didn't want that. I didn't want that for my life. I didn't want that for a marriage. I didn't want that for my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, kid. That's straight up. So not only did we build the foundation on friendship, not only did she trust me to lead, but she brought peace in my life. And that's something that's major. What's going on? Hey, Chosen Goddess in the house. That's a day one right there. She been down with the clique since we had about 30 followers. What's going on, sis? Love you. Thank you for tuning in. We having relationship talk right now. So yes, fellas, and this same thing for women. If you with somebody and they not bringing peace in your life, you got to cut them loose. If we need anything in this world, we need peace. Despite all the bullshit that we go through outside of our home, in our everyday life, you need peace. All right? So that was one of the major things. And lastly, this is my last part on this, was collectively, we wanted to change the narrative of black love. We look at our family. We look at the people around us. We look at what's on the media. Ain't nobody pushing black love, bro. And it's fucked up because I know some good people out there that are in love. Shout out to Terry and his wife. Shout out to Narisha and her husband, Scooby. We know some beautiful people that are in love, and that's the real narrative. People that's in our circle are married. And they happily married. They some dope fucking people. But that's not what you see on TV. You see the same shit. Shoot them up. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, we stealing. Black people doing this. They looting. They running into this, stealing all this. But you don't see two people in love doing what they do. And we have to be here on that. So the fact that we were here and we were aligned on, listen, we want to be somebody that's different. My parents is divorced. Her parents is divorced. Damn near everybody in our fucking family is divorced. We didn't want to go down that route, and we were right here when it came to that. So that was those were a couple of the things that got us there. All right, so I know Tina got some things too. I'm gonna let her give her little list.
You did good.
Yeah, but that was my list as to why I chose you. But you need to do your list from a woman's perspective as to why you chose me.
That's what you want to hear. You just want to feel good about your life.
I just want to feel good. All right, come on. Let me help you get in here. All right, listen. Who want to jump in? We need somebody to jump in. All right, so if you want to jump in on live, I want you to say me. Comment me, and we're going to get you on here. Brandy, you need to be the first one because we're going to talk about dating and what the dating scene is like out there. We need that perspective, especially dating as an entrepreneur. Everybody on here is an entrepreneur. So we have some single entrepreneurs. We got some entrepreneurs that are in a relationship, and we got some entrepreneurs that are in the clique that are married, all of which you still need to date. You don't stop dating when you're in a relationship. You don't stop dating when you're married. Okay, Narisha want to jump on. Brandy, we about to get cracking. We just getting started. So I'm going to let Tina get on her list. I'm going to go find my sweet tea. And then we going to... And Big Ponder. Yeah. I'm going to go get my sweet tea real quick.
Okay, hurry up. Okay. I want you to hear.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
And she got pretty feet, y'all. And I am so serious when it comes down to your nails being done and your toes being done. That's a stickler for me.
I barely make it to the nail shop.
And she stay on top of that. I'll be putting toes in my mouth. Go ahead, babe. Tell him.
Y'all, never mind that, okay? Never mind that. I see y'all talking about the dating scene is trash. Until you tried something that you have not tried before, you can't really say that, okay? Because it's okay if you let it be okay. All right? Mindset is everything. If you go into it with it being trash, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get trash. All right? So have a different mindset, a different approach, you know? But yeah, I mean, for me, it was so easy with allowing myself to let Glenn lead because, one, he made me feel safe. Right? Okay, you can't have my leg all up like that.
There you go.
Okay?
Okay, go ahead.
You all right?
I'm good.
You comfortable? Mm-hmm. You sure you need to back it up a little bit?
Okay.
All right. But yeah, I felt safe. And that was a big thing for me. Growing up in the Bay Area, y'all know men are aggressive. They're very, very aggressive. And I didn't get that. Having come from an abusive relationship, it was hard for me to trust, right? And so Glenn was very gentle, very just how he is. He just was himself and allowed me to open up as I felt pleased. And so that made it easy. It made it so easy because I knew that I was making this choice. It wasn't something that was like, ooh, you know, him lusting all over me. And that's something that, I don't know, I guess I was used to. And so again, I had to find something that was different than what I was used to. So that was big for me. I wanted to feel like I was safe. You know, y'all don't understand. My past life was...
I'm from LA, and then I moved to Miami, and then I moved to the Bay, and that's where I found T.
Uh-huh. Yep, and so I was born and raised in the Bay, went to Fresno State for undergrad, and moved back to the Bay after college. And so that's how we ended up connected. But he gave me a sense of, like you said, peace. It was something different. It was nothing that I was used to, and it was something that I loved. I liked. I was like, ooh, this feels good, you know? And then, he just gave me like this adrenaline. Like when we would go out, he'd be like, we're going to take like that was when Ubers kind of first started popping. So we would always Uber, you know, so we wouldn't be like drinking and driving and stuff. And like, it was always an adventure. It was always something to look forward to. Like we would work in the city. So I remember you took me to like a Giants game. Mm-hmm. And so that was like so much fun. I grew up in the Bay and had never went to a Giants game, you know? Mm-hmm. So it was just all new experiences. And yeah, it might be small, but it was big to me because here I am, born and raised right across the bridge, and I've never been into, what, Candlestick? Is that what it's called? Is it no? AT&T. Yeah. AT&T Park. So it's like, okay, this is nice. This is new. This is fun. And then...
And let me throw this in here real quick. Shout out to Drake. Drizzy Drake, because that's where I got that from. Because I was listening, you know, I was heavy in Drake when I was in college. And in one of his songs, he said, when was the last time you did something new? So I was like, you know what? That's real. So I'm going to take that into my dating life. I don't want to do the same old shit. I don't want to do shit that I did before. I don't want her to do things that she did before. We wanted to build new experiences with each other. So when was the last time you did something new? Take that. That's a gem for y'all.
No, for real. And I think that's a gem with dating and period. You know, because even for us, even though we're married, we still try to date. We still try to incorporate new things, new experiences for us together as well as our kids. So that's important because we continue to grow, we continue to bond, we continue to nurture what we have. And so it's part of what you have to do. It's like maintenance, right? When you get your car, you got to go for that oil change, right? And if you don't go for that oil change, you're going to get some knocking and it ain't gonna roll right. And it's the same thing for us. We can tell when our energy is off, like, Mom, you can watch the kids, we need a date night. Because this day is just, it ain't right. So
share this with 3 people. Share it with 3 people. Let's go. Share, comment. Let's get it cracking.
So yeah, you really gotta take time. That was the next thing. He really took time to court me, y'all. And I know that might sound so old school, so like, you know, Oh, you all right?
I will get him. Parenting time.
Richard said yes, but seriously, he took time to court me, and again, it was just something I had never experienced before. You know, not that it mattered, but I never had to like go in my purse for anything. Even though I didn't mind, that's another thing, ladies, I always made it a point to like treat him too. Just because like, we always want our men to protect us and provide, and you know, they human too. They need things too, and they want to feel, and they need that. So, you know, I felt like, nope, I'm treating you this time. This is my thing that I'm going to do for you, because he would always do things, and you know, you have new experiences, right? So, I
Open
think
the
that
door.
was big. He didn't sexualize our relationship.
I do
You know?
now.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Every man can give off something different. It's just that he has to want to be different. I don't
Facts.
think it's because he isn't from Oakland. Okay? I'm happy that you said that. I am so happy that you said that.
Open that door and keep it
Men
open.
have feelings just as women do, yes. And everybody have love language, period.
Big
right?
facts.
And so everybody love language may be a little different. So you just have to take time to really get to know your partner, so then that way you can cater to them in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the next thing was that you really took time to teach me new things. Right? So when we first got together, that's when he really kind of shift gears, because you were turning 29, I think. Yeah, right before 30. And so he really just started like getting on this, I'm finna be 30. Like, I gotta like straighten up and fly right. So he started getting into like more stocks and like just financial literacy in general, and turning me into things that I was just like, oh shoot, like this is dope. You mean to tell me that like we could just kind of park our money here instead of putting it in a bank, and then it'll make more money here than, you know, what we're taught. I mean, that's just how our family, we were taught to go to work, get a good job, and
Stay on
work
that
there
job.
forever until you retire. And then maybe enjoy the last 5 to 10 years, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he taught me something completely different that I had never seen before. And just him being who he is, it was just different. It hit way, way different than anything I was used to. I was used to the thugs and to the, you know, just ratchet. Oh, God, I was ratchet, y'all. I could say that. I could say that.
Ratchet. Listen, network with Brandy. Jump on. I just sent you the invite. Jump on, sis. Let's get it. Let's get it. Narisha and Scooby, y'all next. Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
What's up?
Listen,
Hi,
y'all.
Tina.
Family. That's family down there. That's family right there.
Yes.
Hey, and for all my entrepreneurs, if you're looking to get into that rental car space and you want to have a fleet of cars,
I got you.
want to follow. She got you. She got
Yeah.
you. She's not doing it.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
She's not doing it the typical way, like, oh, rapping dough in the building. Let's get it.
What's good?
She's not doing it the typical way. You know, when you think about leasing cars and buying cars and put them on Toro, you go take out a big ass lease for a $30,000 car, then you end up losing because the car lose value. She don't do it like that. But y'all got to check her out, though. This is our girl, Network with Brandy.
Appreciate you.
Let's talk about it, sis. Let's talk about
Pop
it.
y'all shit.
Let's
Marriage
get it. Let's
goals.
get it. Now it's your turn to pop your shit. What's the dating scene looking like? What's the dating scene looking like from an entrepreneur? What do you want? What you looking for? Let's get it. Because we're going to play matchmaker. We might be some matchmakers. The whole new lane we going into. Y'all stay tuned.
I know that's right. I mean, y'all know, man, it's crazy because for me, like, I'm from a small town in Jersey, so I ain't from like a big city or anything like that. But a lot of times, like in dating now, I find myself going back to what's familiar, and which is not good, right, Tina?
No.
It's not good. It's not good because you already know what you're getting when you go there, right? But I think that it's more so like me at this point trying to be within myself as an entrepreneur, as a new entrepreneur, doing these things or whatever, me learning, continuing to learn myself and getting better within myself, I'm starting to see that I'm willing to not deal with certain people or not deal with familiar and really just being within with self, right? Like you said earlier, you was like, sometimes like you just got to know, like you got to sit with yourself for a while to know what you really want, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is like I'm sitting with myself, because just for a while it's just like it wasn't hitting. And I'm older. I'm not young. I never really been on the club scene and all that stuff. Like sometimes like my cousin, if I'm in Atlanta or something like that, she'll be like, "Oh, let's go out." I'll go out, but I'm kind of like just sitting around because I'm just like
Right.
not even
Like,
be
all right.
bored.
Let's go get some.
So it's like I don't really know, like, but when you guys said what y'all said, like in the mastermind group, like actually we met on an online dating site. It was crazy because just the week before that I was talking to one of my good friends and I'm just like, man, maybe I should check with an online dating site. Like, I don't know, because it just seemed like people having luck in that. Like one of my friends, like she got married like 2 years ago. They on a second baby, like, but they met online on an online dating site. You know what I mean? So it's just like it got to be something near. And the other thing about it is that with that, I feel as though a lot of times, like, you can kind of like weed out the BS, right? So like what y'all said about like dating people and getting to know them and stuff like that, that's all good, right? But you can actually, like, I guess on your online profile, kind of say what you're looking for. Like, like before you even DM me or say nothing to me, like, I want to be married, I want 3 kids, I want you. So you're gonna get that person that may want those similar things that you want. So that's where I was at when I was just like, I think, that may be the way for me. Just going towards the online dating, maybe. I don't know.
Listen, a lot of people shy away from the online dating thing because they feel weird about it. They're like, nah, it's some strangers. It could be this, which is true.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But without doing something and stepping out that comfort zone, you never gonna know. I was on online dating for a completely different reason, and me and T stumbled on each other. So
What was you on there for?
hitting and splitting.
Oh. Oh,
I ain't split this one. I hit it and stayed. But that's a whole nother story.
Nah, Tina locked you in with the claws. She was like,
Oh,
let me put this together.
It was a wrap. It was a wrap when I told y'all when she folded them clothes, she
When
cleaned
she
that
folded
refrigerator.
them clothes, it was over.
It was on. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't
Listen,
gonna
she
can tell you today.
When she came with that hair down to the calf, you thought it was a hit split
Listen,
situation. You thought it was a hit.
Yes. Weave was long, hair wig killer. Listen.
Dying, y'all. He's out.
No, I'm not. No,
You thought it was that. Nah, but it's cool. Like I'm okay with being with me, right? I'm okay with that because I've been with, like, I do have a kid, and I really did get transparency, G, when you said like she didn't have no kids and she was young. Like I like that's what I wanted, right? And I said like there were a couple guys that I dated that were younger than me, and they were just like, in their past like relationships, there was always an issue with the person that they was like trying to get to or get with and be with in a relationship, but they had a kid. And it was like, but I want to start my own family with, you know what I mean, my family. Like this, yes, I'm willing to be here for that, but I want to have this child is still not mine, right? So I get that, and that's where, like, for me, I sometimes could run into that because I do have a kid. You know what I mean? Even though my kid is older, I still have a kid. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand that. Like, as women, we get like kind of put down a little bit more when we have children and we're single, rather than if we're, oh, you've been married and you got a baby. Oh, okay, I could work with that and whatever. Because a lot of times, like in our community, the men that I'm glad that my son father is not like this, but some of the men they're not in the kids' lives. They're not around. So the kid, like, all they have is their mom to, like, nurture them and things like that. But then sometimes, because that guy feels how he feels, it's like once somebody new comes in, I want to come in, like the guy want to come in and make your life hell. Like you never was here before. Like now here you come. You know what I mean? So men don't want to deal with that. Like real men don't want to deal with that, and they don't want to have to step to you like as a man to man situation to tell you like, yo, she my
Nobody
woman now.
say that. That's the fucked up part. It's gonna always be back in here, but it's gonna take a real ballsy motherfucker to be like, listen, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And oftentimes it's just they're not gonna say that, but that comes through the vetting process. That comes through time. You will see. You know what I mean? So, shit.
And like right now, like I talk to somebody. It's like not serious, but it's talking or whatever. And like he has kids. I have a child, and he was just like, you know, talking about like a past relationship that he had with someone that had a child, and he was saying about like how the dynamic had got like crazy because she was allowing the father to like be around, do things or whatever, and he was like, man, I don't want him, like we live together, like this and that, like that gotta stop. And he was like, I would say stuff, but like thinking that she would address it and I wouldn't have to address it with him, you know what I mean, as this is your child's father, but she wouldn't. So then that started to like seep into their relationship, and now she's feeling like, well, why are you acting like that with me? But it's like, because you're not doing what you should be doing as far as like making sure that I'm like stood up for as your man in your life, right? And I told him, I said, well, you know, I honestly don't introduce my child to men. Like if I'm not like in a serious, like I know where this is going, like we know this is it. Yeah. You won't ever meet my child, right? And I said, but the other thing is because my child's father is in his life, he's very much so in his life, we will have a sit down. Us three will sit down to talk about how it will look based on, you know, me being with you, us being together, and when my child is in the household, how we parent already, how that parenting needs to look, what you are willing to bring to the table, things like that. Because when it's two men, there's always testosterone. There's always like a right? So us as females, we have to bring that peace, like that. All right, let's talk. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's get this out or whatever. So it's not that. But when we don't like simmer it down, if you will, it could go ways that it shouldn't go. So for, like I said, for me, it's a little more difficult, I guess, when you have a child and you're dating, rather than when you don't have children and you're dating someone. Because it's like you're just dating this person. I'm just getting to know you. I ain't gotta worry about no kids. Ain't no kids around. You know what I mean? Ain't no kids here. So
right. And that's the thing too, Brandy, right? You said your son is a little older. Is he 12? How old is he?
He's 13.
13. Okay. And that's another thing too, right? Because I can imagine, you know, with him being a little older, guys feel a little more pressured, like, oh, he's like really looking at me, like, you know, standoffish, like this my mom. I've been here. I've been one, you know, kind of protecting her and making sure she good. So I wish she would, you know, do something to my mom. And that's right. Some men, they just, you know, they can't.
They don't understand that, and they can't get with it. And I understand that. And that's why I say, like, there's a lot of things that, like, I look at when I'm looking for a man, because also I have to look for a man that's willing to be that father figure for my child, right? Having those attributes as a man, like, not like sometimes it's funny, but sometimes, like, some of my guy friends, when they be going through their little situations with the girls, and they be like, man, they don't understand, because, like, see, you understand. I say, like, sometimes you gotta grab your nuts and be a man. Excuse me, I'm sorry, because I know the babies is in there. But, you know, most times, like, I tell them, I said, grab your nuts. Like, you got somebody else holding your, like, your girl is holding your nuts. You think she gonna really take, like, heed to what you saying if you ain't even got your own nuts to stand up for yourself? You know what I mean? You have to have that. But a lot of that is just us allowing, you know what I mean? We're saying, like, oh, I want a man. But then when we get with a real man, we want to demean him and make him feel like he's not a man and make him less than. And then it's like well, you don't let me be a man.
Here we go.
Like, allow them to be a man. Like, allow them to, like, see, a lot of times, like you said, that vision, a lot of times you won't understand it. A lot of times we're not going to understand it because they men and they going through this world in a different way that we're going through it, right? Even though we're both Black and we're both, in this same world or whatever, we have to understand as Black women that we have a different life when we walk outside of our doors than our Black men do, right? So I always say whenever, I'm getting somewhere or doing something, I'm basically opening the doors for my brothers, my my uncles, because they couldn't get through this door. So I'm gonna get through that door first and then I'm gonna bring them in, right? So when we're looking at our men and we're like, oh, well, he ain't got no vision. He probably do got a vision. It just, it's not out there yet. But guess what? The helpmate, us, is the one to push it through. We have to push it through, but when we feeling like, oh, it gotta already be set up, it gotta already be right. It's not gonna already all be right. Like, you ain't already right.
You gotta be willing to build.
Brandy,
absolutely.
I wanted to see. Go ahead, Brandy. I want to see if my other homegrown here too. They want to chop it up from a married perspective. But nice. Go ahead, finish spitting your talking your.
Nah, I honestly, I feel like, for me, like, and I always say this, that I have a different perspective when it comes to the whole philosophy of, us being, the bosses and this, that, and the third, like boss chick and stuff. I have the philosophy of, we've been boss chicks for a long time, for like, 50 some odd years, right? And our community as Black people, as the Black family as a whole, has not gone any further than where we was at 50, 60, 100 years ago, whatever you want to call it, right? And the reason for that is because we don't have enough of our Black men leading and allowing them to have that lead. When we look at any wars that's being, taken over, they kill the men first. The men get going first. They leave the women and the children. Why? Because the women and the children cannot sustain without the men. We can't. So if we feel like, oh, I'm a boss person and I could get on and I could do this and I could do that. Yes, you can, but you're not going to be able to amplify it in a way that a man could do it. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen, because if we could, it would be there, or we would be the number one race. As much as we talk about how big and bad and boastful we are as Black women, we would be the number one race, because we outshine people in finances, we outshine people in the job sector, we outshine people in college, we go to college at the highest rate. Like, we got the most of everything, but we still the lowest on the totem pole, right? And I say, like, my grandmother and my mom was a single mom. She had, my father, us 3 kids was by my father. She stayed with my father. She just said she wanted to be with him, but then they broke off and she never really got with anybody else. But my grandmother was married to my grandfather for over 50 years until he passed away, right? And when he passed away, even before that, but when he passed away, my mom was able to, like, bring my grandmother into the household, and, like, she was there all the time. So, like, my grandmother never worked. Right? She never worked. She got married when she was 14, and my grandfather, he never allowed her to work. She had a job when they moved here from the South at the GM plant. He came on that job and took her off the job and said, this is not your job. Like, because they was doing bad. You know what I mean? Like, back then, they doing bad. They need 2 incomes. And she like, it's good money. Like, what are you talking about? He like, I don't care what you think. He like, this is my job. He was like, your job is to be in the house, taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, and making sure my food is hot when I get home. He like, if you come out here in these streets and be working out here like I'm working, that's my job. What job will I have? I'm not going to go in the house and take care of no kids. I'm not going to do all this stuff. Now, that was, of course, back in the day. So now we do need the 2 income households. But what she understood as the woman of the house is that in order for things to work, just like you said, G, in order for it to be a symmetrical thing and a synergy in that house, she had to be in that house. She had to make sure that when he came home from being outside and working all day and, not having anything when he came home, but just like a little bit of money to pay the bills, he had to be able to have a meal. He had to be able to, be able to see his kids, take care of the kids, love on her when he wanted to, and just kind of chill out and not have the weight of the world on his shoulders. She brought that to him, right?
They both were working and they came into the household together after busting their ass all day.
Absolutely.
Ain't gonna last long because they both tired as shit.
Absolutely.
That's why.
Absolutely.
you had a conversation early, you get the understanding early, and then you stick to the script, and you both
Absolutely.
know where you're trying to go, and you stick to the script. And what you said, I want to keep this as our topic moving forward. But why have we lost that? You know what I mean? Why did we lose that? Where how your grandparents were would say, listen, I'm the man, I'm gonna go work, I'm gonna hold it down. But now that's not the case no more, because like you said, women want to go out, they want to be the bosses, they want to lead. Not all of them, don't get me wrong, I'm never saying all of them,
No, not all of them.
but
Right.
there's a good majority that want to go out there, hold down the fort, and not, they want to be the one in front. You know what I mean? So why is that? Why do you feel like the times have changed so much, and what changed it?
Personally, I don't like know for sure, but personally, what my idea of maybe what had changed it was the liberation movement, right? The women liberation movement was not for us. It never was for us. It's still not for us, and there's still women out here that pushes it and want it like pushed because we're women and we need to fight against it, right? The women liberation movement was something for white women to feel like they were somebody, right? Because back in the day, they had like when their husbands came home, they had jobs and corporate whatever. And when they came home, they talked to their wives and they talked to them and the wives gave them information. And they might go back and give that information back. So when they see that, oh, it worked, now they're like, oh, we want to be seen too. We want all this. We don't want to be home cooking pies and talking to the other housewives and stuff. We want to be out here. We want to work. But when that happened, the women liberation movement happened, and all they had as white women, let's just say, all they had was us as black women that were working in their houses, taking care of their babies. My grandma told me how she nursed white women's babies with her milk, but they wouldn't let her eat. And you know what I mean? It was crazy. But nursing their kids up, all they had was us as black women to be with them side by side with them, like, oh, we want to be this and the third. But at the same time, we're fighting for segregation. We're fighting to just be, known as people, as human, and not cattle. You know what I mean? But we bought into it, and then they got what they needed on their mission, and then it was kind of like, okay, we done. Like, we got what we needed, now we're done with y'all. But we kept pushing it, and that kind of pushed us into another instance of like, now we have things that could help us, like Section 8 housing, welfare, all these things that help just women, and say like, oh, well, women and children only, WIC, women, infant, and children. But that woman might have a husband. That woman might have a man that's willing to be there. But guess what? If you take these assistants, you can't have that man, right? You can't have him there. So we were willing to take that assistance and not struggle. Let's just say, not struggle and leave our men behind. That's what we were willing to do. They never were willing to do that. They never did it. They never were willing to do it. They never did it. So I feel like a lot of times, like a lot of the things that we talk about, we're like, oh, we got this, we do this, we did da. It's like, we also got to understand that we got a real good leg up on our men. We got a really good leg up on them. And
APK,
we don't talk about that enough.
Same thing. You spitting facts, and that's the same thing APK said in the chat. It was welfare. It was affirmative action. It was doing everything to push the male out of the household.
Absolutely.
And then, okay, now the women gotta get it. You gotta get it. And in order to get it, you lean on us too. So, listen, talk that talk. So, how is it? Let me
crack in the community. Crack in our communities too. That's a big thing. The drugs in our community, because there was a lot of men that went to Vietnam, went to these wars, came home, and they had addictions, and those were good men, and they were they was messed up. So it's like, we lost them. Good men, we lost them. So that was another thing.
And I'm a big believer that was a part of the plan, actually. So now it takes, I don't want to just say men like myself, but men that are about that life to change you got to change the narrative. And the only way to change the narrative, it starts with your life. It starts in your household. So if you're doing it in your household and you continue to build, give information, give game out, we got people that come to us all the time and ask us about A, B, C, D, and E. I'm never one to hold information. If I got information, I know that you could benefit from it, I'm going to give you that information. And I hope that you would do the same. So That's major. I want to see if APK of Sunshine, she dropping some facts. I want to see if she want to jump in too. Who else trying to jump in? I hit up Raphael. He declined the invite, Brandy. Real quick.
I think he out right now.
That back about 3 seconds.
I think he out right now. I just got off the phone with him. I was like, "Yo, Black Business Click going on the live. I gotta get it." He was like, "Oh, okay." So he jumped on, but I think he out doing something right now with his family.
That's all good. There we go. See, that's what we need.
Right.
We ain't gonna get bad at.
Yeah.
Oh man, who else out there? Who else out there want to jump on?
Yeah, y'all jump on. This is a good live. Who married that want to jump on and talk about this? Where the men at?
We got Big Pond. I'm gonna hit up Big Ponder. Let me see if he want to jump on. Cause he was spitting some facts too. And we need some more male energy too. We need some male energy.
Absolutely.
Let me see who's gonna jump on.
Who is? Hey.
There we go.
What's going on?
Big Pond, what's happening, homie?
Nah, shit, man. Just trying to be square, man.
Listen, you and me both, my brother. That's it.
Just trying to be square.
You've been on for a little bit. You heard the beginning. You still rocking with us. First and foremost, we appreciate that. You out here,
good, man.
So we wanted to hear from your perspective. Are you single? Are you in a relationship? Are you married? What that look like?
I'm newly single.
Okay.
I am guilty
I
of.
gave you that look. You gave you that look. Let's go.
No.
We matchmakers. Let's go.
Newly single, man.
The newly took me somewhere. I was just like, newly. Wait, what is that?
Newly single. It just didn't work. I think we moved too fast, and we both had two different personas on what life should be, what we wanted in life, and I think we just moved too fast. Let me wipe off my camera right quick. Hold on 1 second.
I want to go back to that, big bro, because I know people that are in relationships right now that have a habit of moving too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It never really works out well. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what does moving too fast mean to you? What does that look like?
I saw something in my child's mother that was intriguing to me. She was a hustler. She just had to get money every single day that she was living. So I'm like, okay, she a hustler just like me. I like that. She would make medicinal lemonade, and the shit it popped. It's really good. Like, I can't do it because I work on heavy machinery, but from the clients that she does have, they pay $25, $30 a bottle. It's only like a 16-ounce bottle. So one day I took her to a pop-up, and then she sold like 2 bands in one day.
Wow.
I'm like, all right, cool. But it's like, I'm attracted to her being able to get money like that. I wasn't focused on who she was outside of that. She was a great person. She's a totally great person, but I looked at the whole situation the wrong way. My expectations were too high of her, and that's really what it was. I mean, yeah, we had our misfortunes with infidelity and shit. Yeah, I text other women. She done messed around with some other dudes and stuff like that. But that's besides the point. Our relationship was a great relationship. It lasted for a good 2.5, almost 3 years, and we got a beautiful baby boy out of it. And that's something I can never regret. I mean, I love it. I waited 31 years to have an inkling of any type of children. I never had what's it called? I never had a woman get what's the shit called? I got my little drink with me too.
That's why.
Abortion. I never had a woman get an abortion. I've never had an accident, none of that shit. But I waited till I was 31 to have a child because I just knew she was going to be the one I was going to be marrying. She was going to be the one I was going to have my children. She was going to be the one I was going to be happy with for the rest of my life. I just thought that in my head. But, she grew to be, I'm not going to say dependent, but she grew to be comfortable. And I think with her being comfortable, that's what kind of like made me look the other direction because, I have several businesses and I'm not home as much as I should be, but at the same time, when I'm not home, I'm out there trying to get a dollar bill, right. Between the bar, the bowling alley, the heavy equipment company, it's a lot of stuff going on. The mobile home park I have, it's a lot going on. So I don't think I don't think I have the time for it, I think that's what it was.
I appreciate that, and it's always good to get that male's perspective in here too, because sometimes I'll be feeling alone, but I appreciate that. So I have a question too, because in my lifetime, in my adulthood, I've ran across men in relationships where they dated somebody similar. They dated their significant other that's out there that's getting a bag, that's
Right.
getting quit, they making money.
Right.
So happen to make more than their significant other, than the male is making. And when that's the case, what I've noticed, oftentimes they start to bash the man
Yeah.
because they're
Yep.
making money and, oh, you're not doing this. You need to do that. Whoop-de, 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 whoop.
But as soon as I'm like as soon as I'm able to quit my job and go full blast all on my own, she says, "Oh well, it's your time. I don't need to do anything. It's your time to shine. I don't need to go forward with my business because it's your time, right, babe? It's both of our time at all times. It's both of our time. You need to get up and start get in that fucking kitchen and make your product so you can sell your product, so you can be big. That's like I'm not big just because I sat on my ass." Excuse my language, every day I had to really get up early and grind. I had to talk to these old white folks. I had to talk to these old Punjabi folks. I need to work on their equipment, or I need to find a new investor with a bar, or I need to network every day. 100% of the time I'm networking. I'm not just out there at a bar just drinking and shit. I'm at the bar trying to see who's at my bar. How many times have you been here? Do you frequent here? Do you frequent the other bars? What makes you come here? I'm asking questions all day, every day.
I love that. Brandy, what you got to say? I look like you got something on your mind.
No, I was just it's nice to meet you. My name is Brandy. I don't know what your name is.
Nice to meet you as well.
What's your name?
Melvin.
Melvin, nice to meet you.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I heard that you said earlier in what you were talking, you said there was a little bit of infidelity, if you will, like she was texting, right. Maybe you was texting. Do you think any of that, like when you was out and you felt like she was holding you, do you think that had like a big factor in like her maybe trusting that you're out there doing what you say you're doing rather than you out there, doing something else? Because like a lot of times, like we have to understand, like in these relationships, and not even just in relationships when we're going together, but when we're courting, when we're dating, we have to be trustworthy. We have to be able to give a person our sole trust and know that I'm getting it back. So now I don't have to question when you out for 2 days. You could be gone for the weekend. And I'm like, he good. We good. You know what I mean? We locked in. But you got to be locked in on that. So that was my question. Do you think that had like played a part in that of you doing what you was doing?
It played a big part. I was at a meeting at the bar. We're talking about Maker's Mark. We're trying to have a big fundraiser for the Oakland School District, and Maker's Mark, they want to be a part of it. So I'm at the bar with her, talking at the table. We're laughing, talking and stuff. And I guess one of her friends, she pulls up, on 40th Street, and she can see right into the bar. I'm right there, me and her by ourselves at the table. It looks bad. I mean, yeah, she's a attractive woman. And I'm just talking to her and stuff. She's laughing. I mean, it looks bad. But at the same time, her sister, cousin, whoever she is to her, has been single for her whole life. And she just told my woman everything up under the sun about me because obviously she doesn't like me. I mean, hey, it was never like that, but she played it to where I was just the bad guy in every situation because I could have been seeing her, or I could have been handling business. But every time, if I'm not gonna shit where I eat.
Right.
So, I mean, I didn't give her a reason to doubt my. I didn't give her a reason to doubt my faithfulness to her. I didn't give her a reason to.
There was some doubt there. Let's just say that. I'm gonna just say it was.
I still have friends that I've dealt with in the past that still come by the bar. Yeah, sometimes I'll be by the bar. I'll just be sitting in there eating my burger and just chilling, watching the game. And then when somebody from my past comes in the bar, yeah, I mean, I can't control that. I can, but money is green.
And you shouldn't have to control that. My point of saying this is that, and I'm not saying that you're a bad person or you're a bad guy. You may have had great intentions on doing what you were doing. My point of saying that is that us as women, and I don't know if Tina could, agree with this or want to chime in on it, but us as women, when we know that we have a good thing and we know wholeheartedly you ain't, you know what I mean, you the one and you ain't going nowhere, can't nobody tell me nothing different about you. If you out somewhere, sitting at a bar, sitting somewhere, whatever, and I know you, what you doing and what's going on, and we locked in like that, like I said, my mama could go past that bar and take a picture and say, yeah, I seen, you know, Melvin at the, and I'm like, you know, he had the such and such or whatever, mom. He, you know what I mean, whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I know we have this. I'm kicking mom out, like, you know what I mean, God bless my mom. I'm kicking mom out, grandma out, everybody, right? But when you, as a female, when you still have some insecurity about maybe yourself, or about maybe a past relationship, like Tina said, she had a past relationship that wasn't like really good. We all have. We big still, fan. Because we kind of like step into a new relationship with that old baggage, and that's something that's why I stayed by myself for so long, because I was just like, I know I had baggage with me from my last relationship with my son's father, and I didn't want to pour that into nobody else, and I didn't want to make nobody else feel like I'm distrusting them off the bat. Like, or, oh, I knew this was going to happen. All y'all niggas do it. I didn't want that. You know what I mean? So we have to like be by ourselves for a minute before we can go with somebody else, because that other person is going to show us something different. And we have to trust these things that you guys are showing us. But when we don't have that and we just jump right into the next thing and don't really know us and say, you know what, I'm okay with, you know, me going through this. And I don't want to deal with, you know, fighting with somebody about what I think he may be doing. Like if me personally, if I didn't observe it myself, it ain't true to me. If I didn't observe it myself, see the thing,
see, you're speaking from a term of from a mature woman. She is a little bit younger than I am. She just doesn't have the maturity. You know, she wants to fight all the time. Like I'm just now getting all this stuff after the baby came. Absolutely. So it's like I'm getting a whole different person now. 100% whole different person. Like I walked into something, like dang, I should have walked past, but I don't have any regrets. But damn, I should have seen this before. And even her mom told me, like, you sure? I don't know. You should back up a little bit. Like, nah, she hella cool. She good. She the one for me.
Gee, like, when the mama tell you what you say.
The mama told me. I'm like, man.
Listen to the mom.
She a smash and dash, G.
Right.
When the mom tell you no, this a dash.
Hey, couldn't nobody tell me nothing, because nobody can tell me nothing. Man. When COVID hit, she got laid off from her job. I said, baby, you ain't got to worry about working. Just chill at home, work on your business, do whatever it is that you got to do. I got you. No, don't worry about it, baby. So it's going to be me and you. And she has a son, too. Me, you, and Paco, we up in this forever. It's good. You ain't got to go back to work.
Bro?
You say what?
Are you dating now?
I am not dating now. Like, I got people I can, like, call up and stuff, but
don't go to comfortable.
I'm not even focused on dating right now. I'm not focused on dating right now. Right. Like, I'm in the house right now. It's Wednesday night. I got a couple of jobs to do in the morning. That's nothing out there right now for me. I'm too focused on my shit, right? Just to be. I mean, it's nothing out there right now. I just got out the airport from South Carolina, and we had a layover in Dallas, and I'm seeing all the people come back from that Cancun jump off thing. I'm looking at these people get off the plane like, damn, I'm glad I didn't go. Like, these people are. I'm not gonna call it raggedy. Who am I to judge? But some of the stuff I saw, it's not what I wanted to see. But it's nothing out there right now. I'm too focused on my properties and my businesses right now. And I don't want to work after 40 years old. You know, I'm getting close. I only got 8 more years. I don't want to work when I'm 40.
You sound like me, bro. 40. I'm trying to retire. I'm going to 5.
And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's just it's perseverance. You got to put pressure. You apply pressure to yourself. You know.
Absolutely.
I love this, man. Wow, and this is why we wanted to do it. Shit, you know what I mean? We wanted to open it up. Everybody has a different perspective. Everybody's at a different point in their life, and we wanted to create a safe space because me and Brandy, we're in the same mastermind group together. We're in the same networking group together, and it just so happened that we were talking about one thing. Next thing you know, we talked about this shit just blew up. And I was like, whoa, how did we get here?
We was 40 minutes in after the mastermind was done. We were still talking. They like, what?
Right. So we was like, nah, we got to keep this going on. And I felt where me and my wife is, this is a good chance to do this. You know, when we talk about Black wealth, we talk about Black love, Black empowerment. So why not focus a little bit more on the
Hold
black?
on. Mark Ass is in here. What? Marky Bo.
That's your boy. Who's that? Marky Bo.
Yeah. Oh man, we from the same hood.
All right, hold on. Homeboys, or my homie from Belly Batch, want to join in. So she's coming in from a married perspective,
Okay.
right? And that's not only one of our clients, but that's family. You know what I'm saying? We've been down for a while. That's Tina girl. Risha, what up? We deep in here now. Let's go. What's going on?
Hey,
What's
hey
going
everyone.
on?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
What's up? So Narisha, you jumped in, you jumped out. So I want you to come from a married perspective, right? You in school. Big Scooby in the house. What up, Scooby?
Yeah.
How you doing?
So
Hello.
we have networking with Brandy up top. I don't know if you can see, she over here to me. And then we got Big Ponder down below, both of which Big Ponder is newly single. So he was speaking from his perspective. Brandy's single, ready to mingle. But now, from a married perspective,
They try to play matchmakers.
Right.
man, top it up with on. Let us know what the married life is looking like for y'all with the the beginning, the good part, the bad part, all that.
You want to go first? We got the kids, so he got stickers on his face.
Oh,
we
yeah.
all over the place. The kids. That's why I kept coming in and out. But you can go first.
Well, I would say marriage is a roller coaster. You gotta just take it all. The good, the bad, the ugly.
The ugly.
Times where you gotta learn when to pivot, when not to pivot, when we going together. And it's just a roller coaster. It's like, all right, take it turns. It might be your time to do whatever the case may be. And then you need to learn how to sit back. A lot of times it's hard, even just vice versa. I mean, I'm speaking from a guy who went to kind of sit back and be like, all right, it's your turn. Go take care of what you need to do, whether it's school, job-wise, just learning when to show the support and the right amount of support and what kind of support, I mean, I would say for me, marriage, I learned it's just like, all right, we here. It's like we here. It's at this point, you'll kill me before you leave me. So, hey, let's do it.
Right.
That's
Let's
right.
do it.
And it's not like
What advice would y'all have for somebody that's out there that's dating now, that's looking to get married, and that's one of their aspirations? From a male Scooby, I want you to tell me, and then I want Narisha to jump in after you give your male perspective.
I would say from a male perspective, now that I'm a little bit older and I can kind of touch on this, don't go into it just looking for a relationship to perfectly be friends. When you kind of treat yourself and you kind of do right by yourself, everything else flow. Because when you're in a relationship, you might like a person for a relationship, and then you realize I really don't like you as a friend.
Right.
So I would say like the friendship aspect needs to be there first before you just, hey, let's just be boyfriend girl. Let's build a relationship. No, let's make this a well-rounded circle. So I'll let my wife touch on it now.
Okay, y'all got the sparkly bed.
Nice. The sparkly bed.
Y'all think are funny. I would say for like, are you asking like for advice for folks who like still in the market and stuff?
Yeah, like people that are actively dating.
Yes. Yes.
What advice would you give?
I would say to like build yourself up. Like I wholeheartedly believe in the way I understand love. Like it will come, right? The relationship will come, the marriage will come. All those things that you really hopefully desire really will happen. But I feel like you have to pour into yourself and really build yourself up brick by brick by brick by brick. And let me tell you something, like I'm saying this because I wasn't all the way built, but imagine if I like did the work. Like I came in, Missy had to redirect me in many ways. Like, oh, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And that's because he come from a married household. I didn't. I come from 2 generations of single women. No dad, like dad in prison, like no male representation at all. So I had a lot to like, work on and stuff. But imagine really like building yourself up, it really will attract. However, I always, for the most part, not having male representation, I did have strong women in my life though. So kind of like, I never knew I was gonna get married. I'm from Oakland, so I don't say anything in regards to Oakland, but I didn't see it. I didn't see my mom. He's from Oakland too, but I didn't see that. And so I didn't even know that was possible. Not that folks wasn't capable, but that it was possible for really me to, like, you gonna marry me? Like, for real? I didn't know that was a thing. I'm glad it is. I'm sure folks out there do it all the time, but I didn't see that. And so I still was just kind of, I thought you just kind of take care of yourself like my granny did, and you just be at home in your bed by yourself, and you go take care of yourself, buy your own car, you know, just live life. I thought that that's what it would look like, because it looked like that for my mom, it looked like that for my granny, and it was I was raised with the messages, Carmina women don't need men.
Oh, hell no.
Grandma, baby, speak for yourself, okay? But that's the message. That's that message. So I was like, man, I'm gonna graduate high school. I'm gonna go to school, man. I had a boyfriend. He went to a different college and stuff. I'm gonna just take, you know, I never had the finger out waiting because I didn't even know what that was. The way like I didn't know that marriage was like possible. I just thought you just kind of grow. But what I say all that because I attracted him. I met my husband at a I don't know if y'all know what YEP is in Oakland. It was like a job training program. Yeah. I met him at YEP. But look where we met at. He was doing his thing. He knew it was important to work as a young adult. And me, I met him in a natural setting. Like, hey, what's up? We boyfriend, girlfriend, we cool. You go to college, I go my way. It's over, right? Like, I ain't gonna see you no more. But whatever it is attracted him, he ended up moving to where I went to college at. And Chico, whatever, we connected that way. But just me kind of not knowing who I am, but kind of knowing, like, you just kind of be by yourself, right? It's something in me kind of attracted him. So just do you. You know, pour into yourself. Build yourself up. You know, learn who you are. And everything that what you want is going to come to you. It really, really will. It will. You're going to be in the natural settings. Yeah, don't ever go look or nothing. It's gonna come. It be when you least expect it. When you least expect it in the settings that you're in.
We were talking about this, Brandy, in the group where I always think that whatever your interest is, if you keep going to different events and attending events that have an interest in what you are, you might find somebody that have a very similar interest. And then that's like, oh wow, that's a cheat code. You know what I mean? Right. So that way, y'all can vibe with each other. Y'all can talk about X, Y, and Z, talk about entrepreneurship, car rentals, the whole nine. But as long as you keep yourself in that space, you meet people that have that's if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling now, but
no, it makes sense.
Like if
it definitely makes sense.
I'm gonna go to entrepreneur groups. You know what I mean? And I might find something similar that has similar shit that like to do what I like to do. We can chop it up and build from there, and that'd be an easy build because y'all similar minded. Y'all got the same mindset, and y'all mature enough to push forward. So that's my 2 cents.
Yes. Man, don't be shy to look into them spaces like where you would want to see somebody. You want like somebody who is a working man or whatever, or a working woman, or someone who's into themselves. Go to them places and find your people. Now, I'll apply that to every area of life. If I want to be a good writer, I'm gonna hang out where the good writers at. If I want to know how to do hair, I'm gonna be in them spaces. I'm serious. If I want to know how to read, I'm gonna be with my partners who know how to read. Like me and Vincent want to be more like tap into our, like, you know, just exploring like marriage and kind of what this is. It's new for us. I'm first gen in every area of my life, not just school, not just this, but every area I'm first gen. So we got married friends. Like in addition to our other friends, we just tapping in with everybody. So if you need to go to LinkedIn to look for somebody on LinkedIn, you might need to scroll on LinkedIn.
It's the company you keep around.
It's
definitely the company you keep around. If you're gonna hang around broke motherfuckers all day, you're gonna be broke, you know. If you're gonna hang around somebody who has a mindset that has like a business aspect of his life, period, you're gonna make some type of money, or you're gonna learn some type of game. You know, I was about to go buy a Corvette. My brother told me, "Hey, don't go buy that car. Just come into business with me right quick and just give me the money, and then you'll have a bar." I'm like, I don't think so. The other bar doing pretty good, but I want this Corvette, right? I'm about to pay for it right now. Like, no, just don't do it. So I didn't do it. Gave him the money. Bam, my first bar. And I liked it. It wasn't making money like the first 2 years, but then money started rolling in. Like, dang, now I'm about to really go buy me a Corvette now. But then I'm still not going to buy a Corvette because I want to get this other property over here. But I wouldn't have that mindset if I wasn't around the same people that was thinking about the same things.
Exactly.
You know, you got to keep the same company that, like, you want to aspire to the company that you're around.
And then I'm a firm believer that good people know good people.
Definitely.
So you might know, like you said, hey, bro, that said, don't do this. Let's keep it. Let's put your money here. Shit, he might know somebody that can help you get there.
He for sure do.
Richard and Brandy, shit, you in these rooms, Brandy, you know what I'm saying? And you meet somebody that might have the same interests as you. That might not be the person, but he might know somebody that, man, you and someone rock with each other. Y'all can do A, B, and C. Y'all will vibe together. I know both y'all personalities. All that started is like little things, right? It's the next person. One person can change your life. And it's all about being in the room and you going out and finding what you're looking for. So I know that's going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel it. I feel what you're saying. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. the lady at the bottom.
Oh, Narisha.
Narisha, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Brandy.
Nice to meet you.
I feel what you're saying, because like that was something that, like I was saying before, I had to really put into myself. Like, I've been out of my relationship with my son's father since 2014. I dated a little bit in between, but I've been by myself this whole time. So I've been pouring into me. I've been like G said, we in a mastermind together. So we meet every day, Monday through Friday. I get to, talk to him, talk to Tina, talk to other entrepreneurs and people that are like-minded individuals. I go to different conferences and things like that. I'll travel wherever. I'll go wherever to meet new people, because I'm free. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm able to move around, I'm able to do stuff. But again, yes, you're absolutely right as far as like pouring into you, because like you said, being first gen at certain things, and also having a parent, like maybe a mom, like my mom, she never like said like F men or anything like that, because she grew up with a mom who was married for over 50 years. So she wanted that as well, but she wasn't able to get it, right? But I was able to see my mom, when she was in dating with men, she nurtured those men. She did what she do. And then I saw my grandmother and my papa, like how they was. So it was just like, I know what this, like, I got an inclination of what this looked like. And I like what this looked like. Like, it don't look bad to me. And I think when I got into my relationship, because me and my son's father was together for like almost 10 years. When I got into my relationship, I immediately became that woman for him. Like, you know what I mean? I stepped back and I submitted to him, and I allowed him to lead our family, right? Wherever we needed to go, wherever it was going on. But then things didn't turn out the way they were supposed to turn out, and I had to step away. But it was infidelity. It was infidelity with him. But with all that being said, it's just like, I seen both sides. I saw a single mom, a single woman that didn't have a man all the time, that had kids and had to get out there and grind and do it herself. And then I did see my grandmother, who had a husband for over 50 years and never worked, and always was just in the kitchen cooking. Always, Brandy, come sweep, because I was the only girl. I had all my brothers. It was all boys. So like, I always had to be sweeping, cooking, cleaning, you know what I mean? Wash down the walls, all that stuff. So I hated it when I was young. But when I got older and I started to actually be able to implement that into my relationship with my son's father, it was like, I kind of like it. You know what I mean? I like kind of being domesticated. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's not a bad thing, right? But I also know the other side of it, which I'm in, is being an entrepreneur, getting money, making sure that our family is good when we need it to be good. If he off, I need to be on. If I'm off, he need to be on. Like, we gotta like push each other and make sure that we motivate each other and keep that, that energy of, like I said before, we as Black women go through different things when we walk outside of the door that our Black men don't, right? So when y'all walk outside of the door, it's a different type of lifestyle for y'all. Y'all got to deal with so many things, you know what I mean? Whereas us, it's like, oh, you want this corporate position? Sure. You want to be a manager? Sure. We can move up and we can go as far as we want to go. But like, for our men, it's a lot harder for them. So having that where my man can come home and I can be peace for him, and I can be the one that like help him and make sure that whatever happened outside today, none of that matters. Like, we like come home, you know what I mean?
Right,
so
right
that's right. You get what I'm saying? Like, come home, mommy got you. Like,
whole good old reset.
I got a question.
Need that reset
here. I got a question for everybody. So, a trigger word for a lot of people, especially our people, is the word submission, submitting. You know what I mean? Oh, I ain't gonna submit to this, or I'm not gonna submit to that. You know what I mean? So I'll let you start us off, Big Pun. What does that mean to you? The word submission. You submitting to your spouse, or your significant other, and your significant other submitting to you? What does that mean to you?
So I'm gonna submit to my partner, no matter what, and I would hope and pray that my partner would, submit to me. But I wouldn't expect her to submit if I'm not, showing, the railroad where we both need to be. I'm not gonna expect her to submit to me when I'm not paying the bills, when I'm not taking care of business, when I'm not doing what I need to do as a man to take care of the household. I couldn't ask for that. I couldn't ask for that at all. So if the household is taken care of, let's say she's not working, or let's just say she's an at-home mom, or just a housewife. I would hope that you would submit when I got everything paid for. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You got money in your pocket. Credit cards is paid for. You can go anywhere you want to go, anytime you want to go. Babe, I'm gonna need that kitchen. I need that kitchen hit right quick, and hopefully you got some laptops, please. Please. I mean, I'm not gonna demand it, but I'm like,
right. I need that kitchen hit.
I mean, shit, I like to walk around barefoot. I got hardwood floor. I mean, I don't want to step on no, you know. Come on, baby. Help me, help us.
Right.
I appreciate that. Listen, I don't even got a comment because you took the words right out of my mouth. Submit to their significant other, where it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying?
Well, y'all gotta respond to these comments.
I see one right here that says,
"Nah,
I need to do submissive qualities before present, before she's a wife." Yeah, I get that, but I mean that's what you're gonna see. But like, while you guys are getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm. Are you willing to be submissive while you're a boyfriend, while you're courting?
Of course.
I'm not saying you per se. I'm talking about the comment, because that was like, you know, some people like to be very one-sided, and I don't like the one-sided thing. I like it to be equal.
So so something I like to share is like.
Fancy Your Face Beauty says, not just finances through those that make a queen submit. And that's true. I mean, I'm going to give my woman all the love that she needs, all the love that she wants, you know, as much as I can give. That's what she's going to get.
Narisha, what does that word mean to you? You and Scooby married, so when you hear submit, I mean, how do you feel?
I'm sorry, y'all. He back here messing with me. Can we what?
I'm listening to your definition.
He said our.
Okay, but you can go first. What's your definition, my love?
Y'all know we've been together since 17, 18.
Our son is in love with Narisha and Scooby daughter. I mean, he be bringing her flowers. In love. So you know that's family. When we say that's family, that's legit family right there. But my bad, Narisha, I had to get that in. But what is that you and Scooby?
So we be talking about this. Let me tell y'all, I'm so serious, y'all. I had to learn this from scratch. I could laugh and be serious, but I had to learn math from scratch. I've never seen it. I don't know the terms. I don't know nothing about it. But as we have grown, we've been having conversations. We have conversations. We just goofy. We just kind of talk about it. To us, it means, you know, doing what you need to do, doing your part. Like we reference a lot in our household, like, you know, everybody got a job, use your job, do your part, do your job. Really like getting it done and coming together, and, you know, like you said, hopefully you all get
I was talking to Face Your Faith Beauty right there.
Yeah. Doing your part as a wife is kind of like the language I use. I don't know. Vince knows a lot more about it because his parents are married. Like, what is?
Let me hear from school. What you say?
Well, submissive could be a variety of things. You know, it's not always just bowing down and, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that for you. You know, sometimes I need to submit, put my own pride to the side, and check in with you. What's going on with you?
Right.
You know, hey, we might be arguing right now. It might get out of hand, but let me be submissive and just put my own feelings to the side, you know, whether I feel like, hey, I'm right, but, you know, what's going on with you? You know, just let me be submissive, right? And even for a female, I mean, I would say for a man, it's a little bit harder because, you know, the typical, I need to pay the bills, I need to do this. But it's also, hey, can I feel like I could be, I don't know what's the correct word, maybe trust? I have to build that bond for you to be able to be submissive, for you to be able to be like, hey, let me bow down to this man. Let me, you know, not bow down, but let me put my trust into this man in order for him to, you know, to be submissive. But if I always kind of look behind me, you know, always feel like there's something else going on, or, okay, he doing this, let me go back and double check what he doing. You know, it's hard to be submissive, especially in the Black culture. That's like one of those, you know, being submissive is neck to neck with slavery almost.
Almost. Yeah.
You know,
but it don't have to be though. It don't have to be that way.
It don't. It could be a real beautiful thing. But it just has that, you know, when you hear that, it almost sounds like
a negative connotation.
That's just your pride. That's just your pride.
And that's what I say. You know, you gotta just sometimes take your pride away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can look at different ways. Like I know example, just when it's time to pivot career, sometimes like that, I need to be able to. Hey, I might be in this career, but I hate it. I need to pivot. It's gonna look rough right now. You know, as a man, I know I need to pay the bills and stuff like that. But baby, I need you to take over for a minute while I pivot. You know, so you know, just being able to be submissive in that way, hey, just it just looked different, you know. Yeah, exactly. Mentally, physically, in every sexually, in every aspect, you know. Let me submit, and that goes vice versa, men, women.
Definitely.
You know.
Big Scoop dropping the gems on the folks. Scoop, I ain't gonna be on here teaching, Scoop. Preaching, Scoop. Brandy, what's your thoughts on the word submission?
Man, y'all funny. I'm sitting here reading the comments and listening to y'all. Y'all funny.
The comments.
Yeah. For me, I actually just looked it up, but I had to think about it for myself. And it was like, I'm willing to be submissive to someone that's willing to be submissive to me. Right? And a lot of times we as Black people, like, you know, your husband just said, you know, submission is something to like related to like slavery. It's like a bad connotation around it. But, you know, we were submissive at one point in time. And when we were submissive, we were good as a culture. Like they say, like we got married more when we were slaves than we do now. Right? So at that time, those women were submitting to their husbands, even though their husbands weren't, you know, technically the man, if you will, because they had somebody over them, whipping them, doing all these things, but they still submitted to them, right? And then those husbands also submitted to their wives, right? So we have to like stop making that a negative thing. And I think that's why a lot of us are not married. I think that's why a lot of us are not together, because, and they say like, oh, Black men be marrying white women, and that may be true, but guess what? Most Black men that I notice that marry white women, a lot of times it's because those women are willing to be submissive. They've been taught to be wives. They've been taught to be helpmates. They've been taught all these things, right? So when our men come into themselves, like, you know, like Melvin is right now, he like, yo, I'm trying to do this. I'm here, like, G, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm ready. It's like now when they come out, it's like the women that we give them is, oh, I'm a boss bitch. Oh, I don't need a nigga for nothing. Oh, I'm like, you can't give them that. We have to submit to them. We like Narisha just said, like, listen, I have to pour into me. I gotta unlearn this stuff and relearn what I need to be a good wife, because I didn't see a good wife. So I gotta learn what I need to be a good wife, and I gotta be that for my husband. She's being submissive. That's it. Now, most people, most women, Black women, not me, but most Black women be the first thing that, oh, she'll pick me. Yes, she is. She got picked though. And you mad. So like it is what it is. So it's like, if you have to be submissive at some point in your life. We're submissive to our bosses at work. We submissive to you know what I mean, when we want to get a raise or whatever, we go in there with our best clothes on and we talk real nice and we be submissive. We be submissive when they ask us to do something. Why is it that when you're home with the man that you're with or the woman that you're with, it's like the submissive word is a negative connotation? Is it because you see a person that looks like you in front of you? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, to me, I don't see it as a bad word. To me, I see it as that's what we need. We need that. We need submission for both of us. We need it in order to be a better people, a better culture. Like I said before, it's just for over 50, 100, whatever years, like Narisha said, her mom, her grandma, like, think about it. Her grandma, her mom, they were single women, but they were doing their thing. They were taking care of stuff. We seen that all our lives. We don't see a lot of the men doing what they need to do. So we go with that and we run with that. And we can't keep running with that. We got to run with something different if we want something different. We got to get, out of that comfort state of, oh, I could do this by myself. I don't need no man for nothing. Those words, you know what I mean? They're spells. We are putting spells on it. We putting it in our minds that we don't need them. So it's never going to come. Right. We putting it in our minds that he ain't shit. So he always going to be shit. We putting it on all this is in our minds, ingrained in our minds. So when we go out here and we try to, court somebody else or talk to somebody else, it's always, oh, he ain't shit, just like the rest of them. You ain't even giving him a chance.
I feel like it's either or sometimes. I be feeling like it's either or. Like I feel like it's no like I don't want to say the word balance because that's like a trigger word too. But like I feel like it's no gray area sometimes. I feel like I mean we could say submissive or just giving out. I kind of relate it to an analogy of like a paycheck, right? When we go to work, they want us to work, then they go pay us, right? We be in the hole for 2 weeks. You got to do the job, then you get paid, right? I feel like on one end, I kind of maybe see women that give out too much and he ain't got the job yet.
Yeah,
he ain't got the job. And
Absolutely.
so, they give it out and it's so quick. It's always so quick. And it may be something they have seen before. They start, doing everything. He ain't got to do nothing, but he got it all. It's nothing to wait for. Then sometimes I see, like you said, I don't need a man. I don't, Carmina women don't need men. It's we here hella alone. We hella need a man in here to help with this stuff. Like, I can't pick up your case of water no more.
Right.
No, for real. I mean, pick up the case of water while I'm pregnant. We do need a man up in this. So I feel like, okay, well, we're in a gray area. How can I still take care of me, still speak up for myself, but still be submissive and still kind of do my job, still do what I need to do. Where is the gray area? Because it was either or. It's either you already letting him cash the damn check, he ain't even earned it. So, they think that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to give it all.
Right.
Not even necessarily like sexually, but just give it all. I'm bringing him, I'm doing everything. You don't know him like that. It's stages, it's levels, it takes time. You don't know him like that.
Great.
My husband, when I met him at 19, I heard everybody in open call him Scooby. I got on the phone. When you talking to me, I said, what's your real name? Or, what's your real name? Like, what's your real name? Okay, you guys went to his house. Oh, you got a mom and dad? He got a mom. Okay, cool. You're cool. Your house hella neat. Y'all got fruit and stuff. I start to know who he is. I'm like, oh, this the kind of dude. His mama had all the colleges he was applying to written out. But when you down, like, you got to go. Like, I'm looking at him like, okay, this kind of dude, like, this is my type. He know how to turn it on and off. He know how to be outside. We can go to, I might see him at a party, but he applying for his colleges and shit when he at home. That's kind of like me. I got that little bounce. I know how to be at the party, but I can be at Saturday school too. So I knew that he was the kind of dude. I met him at a college program. But I also seen him, you feel me, push up on somebody too. So I'm like, okay, that's like me. Like, you know how to handle your business, but you ain't know, you gonna stand up for yourself. You ain't no punk, but like just everything. You know how to go to work. You got a family. We got the same values. And that's what people got to realize. You can't be trying to date or be married to somebody whose values are not aligned with yours. He's not into that shit. He ain't never had a job. Why you mad? Because he ain't got one. He ain't never had one. Right. I knew when I was married, Vincent, I met him where? I met him at YEP. I knew his ass was gonna work. Period. Period. That's where I met him. We was already on the same thing. We holding up. We 15. We could be anywhere in the world. But we working. And guess who I still have to this day? A BMW. Black man working. Period.
Right.
Absolutely. I ain't never had a problem with him doing that. And that's the flag was already green in. But then he tried to act surprised and then go work. And then just his values, your values got to be aligned. And then you start to put them together. He has stuff from his family I might not necessarily like and want to bring to it. I think that was the hardest part of like being married. I know he asked that question earlier, I didn't answer it, but that was a very much challenging part, culturally speaking. Like we might be talking hella loud, or my voice, I might have an attitude, because that's my mom and my granny, and it was, we got attitudes and shit. You feel me? We got attitudes and shit. Right. And they don't do that at his house. They real calm, they real, they ain't waking up talking hella loud on the phone, just meshing two cultures together and saying, you know what? I'm gonna pick that from your family. Yeah, let's take that. His family eat dinner at the table. They spend time. Let's take that. Ooh, that old school shit. We ain't messing with that, y'all. That's old school. We do that now. I said my family. Y'all, that attitude stuff, cut it out. Just kind of take your stuff from my family. Okay, the rich, you always, you know how to handle your own. He gonna pull that from my family. Attitude, nope. You gonna keep that over. We ain't doing that. But putting your goals, making sure your goals are aligned, and bringing them together, creating your own. Because it might not look like his side. It might not look like this is our household. This is us. So that's really, really, really important when you're looking at dating. Don't try to be surprised and get mad at him later. He always did scream and yell at you when y'all was dating. Why are you mad? Because you done married him now. Or she never did clean up. Her door used to be hella dirty. Like, I'm just saying, like,
facts,
the values.
That's facts.
You know
what? You married a man for what are the women for who they are right in there when you met them. You don't go, you can have aspirations for that person. Oh, he gonna be this, she gonna be that. But at the end of the day, if they don't, you marry that person. And that be, and the extra, that just be extra that come with it if they happen to go above and beyond when you met them. But We're going to have to jump off. Our kids is going crazy. We've been on here for 2 hours. Listen, if y'all like this, I think this is something we might need to do a little bit more regular.
Hey, you know,
Oh,
if you want to have like a place to do it, come. We can set this up at an open space. Come by hometown. We can have everybody that's in the group come by and just
On
talk.
hometown?
I'll bring out the mics and everything, huh?
You own hometown?
I own hometown. All three of them.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
See, let's get it. Let's get it. We're going to do some work.
I gotta follow y'all.
We in
What is
Sacramento,
this?
but
What
we
is
be
y'all name? Let me see.
But
Belly Batch. Okay.
y'all, thank y'all for jumping in. Thank y'all for engaging. I think this was powerful, man, and this is just one step to where we can go, and one step in the right direction for everybody. Everybody has something very powerful to say today, and we very much appreciate that. And that's the reason why we wanted to do this, why we wanted to put the platform out there, because this the information that needs to be out there, right? It's too easy for people to turn on TV and see and drive by shit. We see that all day long.
Yeah, all day.
So thank you. I might put this on YouTube, so on the Black Business Clique channel, but I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a
If
blessed
y'all have a live,
You
let
too.
me know. I'll come out there.
Bye.
Love,
Thank
Love, peace, and
y'all.
hair grease.
This was fun. Thank y'all.
Yes.
I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
I'll hook you to that, brand.
Yes.
All right. I'll be easy. God bless.
God bless.
See you.
Man.